right, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we have some very interesting news to cover about the S650 Mustangs, but this time it's about the Shelby GT500. We're taking a look at an article from Car and Driver. Ford Shelby GT500 Mustang rumored to be making a return. Now, things are supposed to be different this go around. If you guys enjoy the videos where I go over news and updates about Mustangs or automotive in general, feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications to stay up to date. And as always, once the video is over, let me know down in the comment section what you think about the new 2026 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Now, a new rumor suggests that the legendary Shelby GT500 Mustang is headed for production in the near future. I think it's very obvious that they're going to be going ahead and bringing in an S650 variation of the Shelby GT500. But I think it's going to happen after the Mustang GTD hits the streets and is delivered to those who actually have the allocations, because it really wouldn't make sense for them to have the GT500 and the GTD hit the streets at the same time. The GTD is supposed to be the top trim Mustang, even though I feel like a lot of people just don't really care about the GTD because it's virtually unobtainable to your average customer. The GT500, even though it is an expensive Mustang, it is more obtainable, and it's supposed to be available for the average hardworking American that saves money or has a higher paying job. But let me know down in the comment section what you think. The rumor can be tracked back to a now deleted post on the Reddit Mustang page that shows what looks to be leaked auto workers' internal memo. Now, according to the memo, the Shelby GT500 will make a return for the 2026 model year and will be powered by an engine dubbed Legend. Now, this is very interesting and, my personal opinion, good news, because we are due for a refresh under the S650 Mustang lineup. There are so many Whipple variations of the Mustang GT and now Dark Horse that I feel customers and honestly Mustang fans in general are annoyed with this. So having a GT500 with a new engine dubbed Legend is definitely the move in the right direction, because I think everybody is tired of the Coyote with the Whipple slapped on top of it. It's kind of getting insane. Now, despite the 7th generation Mustang not appearing until 2024 model year, Ford hasn't had the courtesy to offer a Shelby GT500 since 2022. Thankfully, our drought may be finally ending, as a new rumor suggests that Ford could resurrect the Shelby GT500 for the 2026 model year, obviously with the engine dubbed Legend. The rumor originates from a now deleted post on the Mustang Reddit page that showed what appeared to be a leaked auto workers internal memo. The memo had a link to a UAW Local 600 website at the bottom and referenced multiple changes to Ford's Darabont engine plant. That's where they're going ahead and making the motors for the Mustangs. So if all this stuff is getting scrubbed up the internet, I personally believe that it is going to be true. We are getting a new Shelby GT500 and we are getting a new power plant, which is a massive W. Let me know down in the comment section. Do you guys think it's going to be a 5.2 or something different? Honestly, I don't think it's going to be anything different than a 5.2. They're probably going to just build up on the 5.2 and have stronger internals and obviously a different style of supercharger, but at least it's not going to be a Coyote 5.0. That's just going to be a good thing, because how bad and how just disappointing would it be if they released a Shelby GT500 that had the same engine that the Dark Horse or the GT had? That would just be laziness, and I feel like a lot of people, including myself, would be upset, and that'd be it. Like, that would just completely just tarnish the Shelby name, because the Shelby GT350 and GT350R, I mean, people are not happy with it, including myself, for good reason. So let's hope that the Shelby GT500 does not follow that same scrutiny and people just being upset. Now, the author of the memo also referenced an additional shift being added to the niche assembly line. Why Should we care about Ford adding a shift at an assembly plant? Well, the extra shift is apparently directly tied to the production of upcoming 2026 Shelby GT500. So this is actually good news because, again, if they're making changes and if things are getting scrubbed quickly, obviously Ford doesn't want, word getting out too fast. I think the Shelby GT500 is going to be something that, we're going to be excited for again. Because, I mean, when the GT350s got announced, oh, man, everybody was mad. The memo continues to say, I can't wait until we start building engines for such an iconic vehicle with an engine that will be named Legend. Awesome, man. This is going to be good. This is going to be really interesting, man. Because if the workers are excited, you know that the customers are most likely going to be very excited to get their hands on the vehicles. What the engine could entail will surely be up plenty for debate. The last GT500 used Ford's Predator supercharged 5.2 liter V8. The GT3-inspired GTD will use a dry sump version of that 760 horsepower Predator engine, but pushes the output to 815 horsepower. It's unlikely that Ford will produce a less powerful version of the GT500, but the automaker won't want to overshadow the 300,000 plus model. That's a good point. So what do you guys think, man? Do you guys think the new GT500 is going to make over 815 horsepower? Or do you guys think it's going to make around like the 760 plus horsepower range? I'll tell you this right now. I think it'd be very important for the new Shelby GT500 to make at least 800 horsepower, because right now all the Whipple variations to the crank are going to be making roughly around 815 to 850. Now obviously the GT500's engine is different, and once you start adding modifications to an already supercharged motor, not a 5.0 with a Whipple added, there's going to be a lot more power left on the table, and also it's going to be quote unquote more reliable to go ahead and hold that power, especially if they are going to be building on the 5.2 liter V8. I'm really excited to see what they can do. Now, again, do I think it's going to make over 850 horsepower? No. Do I think it's going to make less than 760? No. I think it's going to make somewhere in like the 800 horsepower range. But again, I don't see it making more power than the GTD, because quite literally people are going to overshadow the GTD by just getting the GT500. I mean, let's be honest here, guys. If you could buy an 850 horsepower Shelby GT500, that's going to be a fraction of the cost of the GTD. And quite literally, it'd be more produced. More people are going to buy it. More people are going to see it. More people are going to respect it. Obviously, there is respect toward the GTD, but it's quite literally a car that your average consumer cannot get. And it's unfortunately a vehicle that you're probably never going to see on the road because of how expensive it is. Now, obviously, $300K compared to other supercars isn't crazy, but $300K for a Ford is crazy. It's one of those things where the most expensive model under a manufacturer's lineup that doesn't necessarily produce those type of high-end cars, the people that can afford it are going to buy it and then go ahead and store it for resale later down the line. And I think that's what's unfortunately going to happen with the GTD. Hopefully that does not happen with the GT500, because Ford needs to go out and release something that can potentially compete with the C8 ZR1 Corvette, because right now that vehicle is nasty. 1,000 plus horsepower. Imagine, dude, imagine if they just twin turboed the 5.2 and they just came out, hey guys, this thing's making 1,200 horsepower. That would be absolutely crazy. That would be crazy. Absolutely crazy. The imminent arrival of the GTD certainly makes the proposition of a new Shelby GT500 an interesting idea. Both the 5th and 6th generation Mustangs were topped by a Shelby GT500 before it has been mum on the name since the 7th generation model debut. We could see the Blue Oval brand pushing into 4-digit horsepower range, but holding back many of the race-inspired components that balloon the GTD's price tag. Look, now people are actually going ahead and saying that it could be in the 4-digit horsepower range. Honestly, like I said, I think it's gonna make somewhere in the 800s. But if they want to go ahead and put, you know, a big blower on it, their own type of blower, not a Whipple, or maybe if they even did do a Whipple, but, you know, a 5.2 that made 1,000 horsepower. If it makes 1,000 horsepower, they can do whatever they want with the power adder. I don't think people are gonna care. I personally wouldn't care. If they twin turboed it like the C8, that'd be crazy. But if a 1,000+ horsepower Mustang from the factory, that would be crazy. That would absolutely be crazy with a manual transmission option. I know they're not going to do that because it's just too much power for people on the street to handle. They're going to probably do it with auto or with the DCT. It's just one of those things. But again, 1,000+ horsepower Shelby GT500 with the motor name Legend. That would be crazy. Absolutely crazy, y'all. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're gonna do it. Car Driver reached back to both Ford and UAW for a comment with a spokesperson for Ford declining to comment on speculation about future products. We will update this story when we hear back from the UAW. Okay, so I guess it's just time to just wait and see what they do, man. A GT500 with 1,000+ horsepower factory. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, man. I think it's going to make 800, but obviously it could be made to 1,000 horsepower with some mods. But man, 1,000 horsepower stock. Because y'all know what these Coyotes like to do, or the Coyote variant motors like to do with more boost and fuel. This is going to be on pump gas. Imagine a 1,200 horsepower E85 smaller pulley or more boost Shelby GT500, man. Wow. That'd be something we all have to get. I ain't gonna lie. People will be trying to get this so bad. Whew, that'd be crazy.